What happens when the world's most powerful forces gather in one place? What happens when everyone is willing to risk their lives for the divine power of three ancient deities? But the biggest question is there someone who has already managed to infiltrate the enemy's ranks? Today's chapter will unveil this mystery, where a single mistake could ruin the entire mission. So, let's get started. Both of them arrive directly in front of Villain Number 1 at Dragon Capital Academy. Lu Fan's white-haired companion gazed at the glowing energy matrix ahead and spoke. This is the Sanyuan array of the Sakura district. He went on to explain, this area is divided into 3 distinct zones. Once someone enters them, they cannot leave without my permission. Lu Fan studied the mysterious array closely. The energy coursing through it like lightning clearly indicated that this was no ordinary security system, but an immensely powerful barrier. The white-haired man took a deep breath and said in a low voice, Zhou Zhenghua, formerly stationed at the Sakura District Station, has obtained some crucial information. Lu Fan looked at him. The grave expression on his face clearly indicated that the matter was far from trivial. The white-haired man continued. The 4 great lodges and the Tianyin Palace under their command have colluded with foreign forces. Together they are preparing to completely wipe out this place. Continuing his statement, the white-haired man said, We have also discovered that 3 ancient deities are slumbering deep beneath the soil of the Sakura Kingdom. Everyone present was startled upon hearing this. He went on to say, the enemy's true objective isn't merely to launch an attack. They seek to obtain the power of those 3 ancient deities hidden within the Sanyuan era, so that they can use that very power to seize control of the Sakura Kingdom and rebuild it. Hearing this, Lu Fan's eyes narrowed. Lu Fan pondered for a moment. Then, resting his hand on his chin, he said, The 3 ancient gods, all slumbering deeply in the same place? Doesn't that seem a bit strange? Glancing at the white-haired man, he continued, As far as I know, ancient gods were never allies, they were always rivals. So how could the 3 of them possibly coexist? The white-haired man remained silent for a few moments. Then nodding, he replied, No one knows the full story yet, but one thing is certain. A massive truth lies hidden behind this mystery. And perhaps that is precisely why so many enemies are risking their lives to reach this place. Lu Fan asked directly, without wasting any time, When are they setting out? The white-haired man replied in a calm voice, In 3 days. The elders from the 4 great lodges and the people from Tianyin Palace will depart together for the Sanyuan array. Upon hearing this, Lu Fan fell into deep thought. If they were to arrive there directly, the enemy would immediately sense their presence, and the entire mission could end before it even began. After a moment of reflection, the white-haired man spoke. If we go straight there, the enemy will be alerted. We need to find a way to infiltrate their ranks unnoticed. Lu Fan looked at him, as if he had already devised a plan. A faint smile appeared on the white-haired man's face as he said, We will conceal our identities and pose as members of some obscure, mysterious sect, and travel alongside them. That way, we can get right into their midst without arousing any suspicion. The white-haired man outlined his plan in a low voice. We will conceal our true identities. We'll claim to be members of a reclusive, secretive sect. And then, under that guise, make our way to the Sanyuan era. Lu Fan listened intently. The plan was as brilliant as it was risky. If everything went according to plan, they could keep a close watch on their enemy's every move, while remaining right in their midst. He nodded with a faint smile. Scratching his head and smiling slightly, Lu Fan asked, Conceal one's identity? The white-haired man replied without hesitation, Exactly. We have special items capable of completely masking anyone's identity, and I can guarantee that I'll have them ready within the next 3 days. The white-haired man pondered for a moment. Then, looking at Lu Fan, he asked, By the way, to whom do you intend to give the power of those 3 ancient gods? Silence descended upon the room for a few moments at this question, but there wasn't the slightest trace of unease on Lu Fan's face. He replied with a faint smile, Don't worry about that. I already have some worthy candidates in mind. A faint smile appeared on Lu Fan's face. He looked ahead with a confident gaze and spoke in a calm voice. But before that, I need to confirm a few things. 3 days later, Dragon Capital Airport. 3 days of preparations had been completed. Lu Fan and the white-haired man arrived at the airport right on schedule. The 2 of them walked into the terminal without any haste, as if setting out on an ordinary journey. Just then, an announcement echoed from the airport loudspeakers. Attention, all passengers. Amidst the announcement, Lu Fan's gaze suddenly fell ahead. 3 women were approaching them, each pushing a trolley. Gesturing toward the 3 women, the white-haired man said in a low voice, These are the ones who will be traveling with us this time. Lu Fan glanced at them, and a faint smile played on his lips, and he said yes. Jianying mentioned that she had spoken to her parents. Yes, all the advancement trials so far have been successfully completed. We even finished the 4th advancement without any issues. Did they tell you about the Divine Authority ceremony? Looking at the 3 girls, Lu Fan asked in a serious tone. So, have you all made your decision? Jia Oman smiled and replied without a moment's hesitation. Yes. If we had wanted to live as ordinary people, constantly afraid of what others might say or what our parents might think, we never would have chosen this path. As soon as she finished speaking, Jianying stepped forward and said in a calm voice, As for my father, I don't need to worry about my family. If they truly understand me, they will respect every decision I make. And even if they consider me a disappointment, they would still support this decision of mine. Lu Fan smiled slightly upon hearing what the 3 of them had to say. I see, then you are welcome to join our team. The atmosphere lightened a bit at his words. Everyone was now officially part of the mission. Lu Fan then gestured toward the white-haired man standing beside him and said, Meet Shu Jian. He is a commander in the Dragon Capital Army and the current bearer of the Dark Ancient God. He continued. He will also be in overall command of this mission. Therefore, all future plans and orders will be based on his directives. The pink-haired girl's eyes sparkled with joy. She said with a smile, I never even dreamed that one day I would get the chance to go on a mission with the commander of the Dragon Capital Army. Excitement was clearly evident in her voice. For her, it was like a dream come true. Just then, looking at everyone, Shujan spoke in a serious tone. To put it simply, our goal this time isn't to seize the divine sources of those 3 ancient gods. Our true objective is to bring their divine authority under our control. Shujan continued in a low voice. The survivors of the Tianyin Palace have not only researched divine power, but have also mastered a secret technique that allows them to conceal their true identities and easily infiltrate enemy ranks. He paused for a moment, then looked at Lu Fan and said, That is why they have managed to remain hidden for so many years without being detected. If we are to infiltrate their midst, we too must proceed with the utmost caution. Shujan took 2 mysterious mask-like devices out of his pocket. One was red and the other was dark blue. Both emanated a faint divine energy. Displaying them to everyone, he said, Lu Fan and I will need to use these disguise devices. Then, looking at the 3 girls, he added, As for the 3 of you, you won't need them. Very few people have seen you so far, so the enemy won't be able to recognize you. The 3 of them nodded, understanding his point. Jia Oman began examining those strange masks with great curiosity. Reaching out her hand, she asked, What exactly are these made of? Just as she was about to touch them, the blue-haired girl immediately stopped her. Don't just touch them like that. Listen to what Shujan has to say first. Shujan picked up a black mask and began to explain. Once you wear this, your strength will feel like that of a 4th advancement level warrior. He continued, It isn't merely a tool to conceal one's identity. Its unique feature is that it completely hides the user's true power and projects the aura of a completely different level to others. Next, Shujan picked up a red mask. Looking at it, he said, And this one is even more special. The person wearing it will appear as a 4th advancement Black Flame Sage, someone possessing the power of the fire attribute. Lu Fan picked up the black mask and said with a faint smile, Interesting. Then I'll take this one. Saying this, he placed the mask over his face. The very next moment, a mysterious purple energy began to swirl around him. A brilliant light enveloped him completely, and the mask instantly activated. Within seconds, Lu Fan's entire aura had transformed. His true power was now completely concealed. Shujan nodded in satisfaction as he looked at him. No one will be able to identify you now. From the outside, you will simply appear to be a 4th advancement level warrior. Lu Fan sensed his new form and a faint smile played on his lips. Level 12, Dragonlord 5. Now level 95, Totemist 4. Jia Oman's eyes widened in astonishment. Wow, he's completely changed. The blue-haired girl also began to study Lu Fan closely. After a few moments, she remarked in surprise, Truly, it is now completely impossible to recognize him. The person standing before them was indeed Lu Fan, yet his power, aura, and identity, everything had undergone a complete transformation. Shujan also donned a crimson disguise mask. Waves of golden light began to swirl around him, and within moments his appearance and aura shifted entirely. Then he spoke in a calm voice, I have already decided on our new identities. Everyone turned their attention toward him. He continued, We shall now pose as members of a small, long-hidden faction that once operated under the Tianyin Palace, known as the Falling Sun family. Level 135 Dark Flame, Envoy 5, now level 95, Black Flame, Mage 4. Shujan now appeared to be a completely different person. Both his true identity and his power were effectively concealed. Lu Fan looked at Shujan and with a faint smile playing on his lips said, Let's go. It's time to move. That very day, Sakasaki City, Sakura District. After a journey of several hours, Lu Fan and his team finally arrived at Sakasaki City, the most renowned city in the Sakura District. At first glance, the entire city appeared incredibly serene and beautiful. Traditional Japanese-style shops lined the streets, and people went about their daily lives. Yet a dangerous truth lay hidden beneath this tranquil atmosphere. Upon arriving in Sakasaki City, Shujan headed straight to the reception desk of a luxurious hotel. He handed a pre-prepared identification document, family ID, to the receptionist. The receptionist then extended a hand politely and said, "Please follow me this way." Lu Fan, Shujan, and the other three followed close behind him. Shortly after, they were led into a vast meeting hall where several powerful figures were already present. Two elders sat at the forefront. One was Kyokaze Murasaki, the head of the Kyokaze family, and a level 90 shrine maiden 4. Seated beside her was Michihiro Takeshi, the head of the North Wind family and a level 105 martial god attendant 4. Without a hint of nervousness, Shujan extended the token, proving his identity toward them. The elder took the token and examined it closely. As soon as her gaze fell upon the emblem engraved on it, a look of clear astonishment appeared on her face. She murmured softly, "The Falling Sun family?" She stared at the token for a few moments before speaking with a faint smile. "I never expected that your people would still be alive." Hearing this, Lu Fan and Shujan exchanged glances. The new identities they had created had successfully passed the test. A young man among the assembly looked at Shujan with suspicion and said, "The Falling Sun family vanished years ago. How have you people suddenly reappeared? Could this all be some sort of ruse?" The atmosphere in the room turned tense. All eyes fixed upon Shujan. Yet Shujan remained completely composed. He replied in a calm voice, "During the last national crisis, almost all the senior members of our Falling Sun family sacrificed their lives to defend the Sakura nation." Pausing for a moment, he continued, "That is why only our new generation has come here this time." Then, gesturing toward Lu Fan and his companions, he said, "Our family's numbers may have dwindled, but every member present here has reached the 4th advancement stage. Our strength may not be what it once was, but do not make the mistake of underestimating us." Upon hearing Shujan's words, the doubts of many in the room were somewhat allayed. The story he had spun seemed entirely credible. After listening to Shujan, the gazes of everyone present shifted to the three young people accompanying him. Their eyes fell first on Jiang Ying. Many were inwardly astonished by her composed aura and formidable strength. Then they looked at Kim Ku. Despite his youth, his power rivaled that of a seasoned warrior. Finally, all eyes settled on Jia Oman, whose face radiated clear self-confidence. Observing them, the elder smiled faintly and spoke, "At such a young age, you have all reached the 4th advancement?" His voice held a blend of astonishment and admiration. The others in the gathering silently observed the trio. If the new generation of the Falling Sun family possessed such power, perhaps the clan was not as weak as everyone had assumed. The elder studied the three youths closely before speaking again with a slight smile. "If you wish to join us, you must first undergo a test. After all, strength cannot be proven by mere words." Narrowing his eyes, he added, "If you are truly confident in your power, then you had best not back down from this trial." A hush fell over the room for a moment. All eyes were now fixed on Lu Fan and Shujan. Yet there was not a trace of nervousness on either of their faces. Without a moment's hesitation, Shujan replied in a calm voice, "We accept this test." Friends, in today's chapter, Lu Fan and his team successfully infiltrated the enemy's ranks under new identities. But their real test is just beginning. Will they pass this trial, or will their false identities be exposed? And what exactly is the greatest secret of the three ancient deities hidden within the San Yuan array? You'll find the answers to all these questions in the next chapter. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video.